Hey guys, what's up? Today we are going to be talking about a new piece of gear that I'm very excited. Today I want to talk about the best accessory for the Canon EOS R, and that's the new adapter with a built-in ND filter. Now just recently I bought the Canon EOS R myself. I had a loaner camera from Canon for a few months. They needed it back, so I was like, okay, I really like this camera, so I'm gonna go out and buy it myself. And when I went to go buy the Canon EOS R, there was an option to buy the adapter with a drop-in filter option. And basically what it is it's an adapter with different kind of filters that you can put in there. And the one that I have is the ND, variable ND filter. Basically, this means that I don't need to any longer put ND filters on the edge of my lens. Rather, in the adapter itself, it has the ND filter built into it as a little filter, and I can easily switch the exposure just with my thumb while filming with it. And the reason why I'm so excited about this new piece of gear is that, well, if we're gonna be honest, there are times where I maybe get a little bit lazy, or I have certain lenses like the 7200 that I've dropped and dented that you just can't put filters on. Let's just say that there's moments where I don't use the ND filter. Even though when I teach it myself that you should always double the shutter to get the best cinematic look, there's moments where I just don't have time to switch the ND filter from lens to lens, or I just don't have it with me, and it can be a hassle. And that's why I'm super stoked about this new adapter for the EOS R, the fact that always I will have an ND filter with me. The handy thing about this ND adapter is that it's super easy. You know, while you're just holding the camera, you can have your thumb on the scroll right here and just dial it down, for example. And I like it how it has a min and maximum, so when you press down, it's downwards, so meaning it's not as strong. If you press up, it's stronger. And it's so easy to use and super accessible. I often find when I'm filming with ND filters, I have my hands on the camera like this, all of a sudden I gotta, move it to the front and start adjusting and then bring it back. Whereas now I can just hold it like this and just dial with my thumb right on the camera. Not only is it super easy to use as well, now I don't need to worry about ND filters and having different ND filters for different lenses, or worrying about step down rings or step up rings. I just don't have to deal with all that stuff anymore. Now I can just have this one adapter for all my lenses whenever I'm shooting with the Canon EOS R. It's crazy to think that usually if you want to have a camera with a built-in ND filter like this ND adapter, you need to buy, for example, the Canon cinema cameras from C100 to C300 that cost anywhere from probably like $5,000 to $18,000. That's a lot of money in order to get these features, but now with the Canon EOS R, you can get that same feature just by buying the adapter and the ND filter built in. But enough talking about this ND adapter, let's go put it into practice and go shoot in the field. I'm gonna go meet up my new friend Veikka and just have a nice session shooting some film with this adapter. Alright, just finished up my filming session with my new friend Veikka. It's always cool to connect with new creatives in my own city. We were just filming and just testing out the new adapter and ND filter on the EOS R. And I've really loved it so far. I found it was super easy just with your thumb to scroll the ND, whereas if you have a filter on the edge of your lens, you have to kind of put your hand out there and start scrolling that. But right now I can just keep both my hands on the camera, scroll the ND filter to make it brighter or darker. And it was really handy. I've really liked using it. I think it's gonna speed up my workflow, my filming process so much more. If I'm brutally honest, beforehand I wasn't the kind of guy to use ND filters always, because sometimes I just got too lazy, or it just wasn't, it wasn't the best moment to have to switch from lens to lens, so I kind of just skipped out on that. So this will definitely make me use ND filters more because it's always built into the adapter. But 3 things that I did notice that were kind of, downsides to this adapter. Well, first, the price point. It costs $400 US. And for some people that might already be a reason that they just wouldn't buy it. But But then when you think about it, you know, most people are gonna buy 1 or 2 variable ND filters, and they could cost anywhere from $200 to $300 together. So even that's gonna cost you. And then for me, just the ease of use with this ND filter built into the adapter, that I don't need to scroll off the ND filter and put on different lenses, whereas I just have it built into the adapter and every lens will work on that one. So I'm willing to pay a bit of extra money for that ease of use and faster workflow. So $400 US, yes, it is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Second problem I noticed is that when it gets darker and you don't want to use the ND filter anymore and you pull out the ND filter out of the adapter, there's just a huge hole in the adapter. There's nothing covering it up, so you know, light can get in there and dust can get in there. I think there is some sort of clear filter that you can place into the adapter when you don't want to use the ND filter, but I don't have it, so that's kind of crappy right now. I think I should have to get that. As well, when you pull out the ND filter, where do you put it? There's no really place to put it. You don't want to get it scratched, so that's not the most best or ideal situation. So these are some things that Canon could definitely think of in the future if they're going to make more adapters like that for the EOS R. And the last thing that I noticed was that if you crank the ND filter fully max, there is a small color shift, which isn't the best thing, but at the same time, I was just testing on the most sunniest day and I didn't even need to crank it to the full, so I don't think you really need to crank it fully all the time. Good side was that there was very little or no vignetting at all when I'm using this ND filter. So I really liked this adapter ND filter. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link that below if you guys want to buy it for yourselves and just test it out and see how you like it. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. Comment below what you think about this new adapter. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, especially if you've been using it already. And as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're a part of this community. Alright guys, have a great day.